우린 약도시야.
Even at school, and my name is Rosaro. When I started playing, because this summer started something obligated in Iran. If you're anti-some languages.
If you saved it from mobile, I think you can
Did you arrive?
Wednesday?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I had to get my long run in.
Huh?
I had to get my long run in.
Where did you go?
I did 3 laps around the big lake and 1 lap around the little lake. Stokovac in the 3 laps and then most fun. How are you? You?
Getting tired. I can't believe it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, I'll speak to them. Last time I asked them, they didn't have a vote.
Yeah, but I had talked to them and I so and all the players should have same that should be nice.
Ja, men det blir det. Och så blir det.
It's fine. Yeah.
Play one by one to check a number, to choose a number, and then after we made a drawing of lots, Marco will announce the pairing for the first round. So we just waiting Benedict to say us. We can start?
Yeah, you go ahead.
Yes? Okay. So please, join Zoom. Number 4. Okay, number 4. Okay, Leighton G. Number 3. Okay, number 3. Hampi Conero. Number 2. Thank you. Anna Muzyczuk. Number 1. Okay, thank you. Vaishali Ramesh Babu. Number 5. Yeah, thank you. And Sarah Haden, please. Just to be sure. Number 6. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, and we start from the open section. Magnus Carlsen. This one. Number 3. Thank you. Hikara Nakamura. Number 5. Thank you. Gukesh Damaraju. Number 4, thank you. Arjun Erigashi. Number 6, thank you. Fabiano Caruana. Number 2, thank you. VI. Number 1, thank you. So, and we're ready to tell you the pairing for the round number 1.
Thank you. Round number 1, starting for the women's section, Anna Muzichuk, Sarah Khadem, Hampi Koneru, Vaishali Ramesh Babu, Lei Tinje, Juvenjun. And going to the open event, round number 1, Veihi Arjun Erigaisi, Fabiano Caruana, Hikaru Nakamura, Magnus Carlsen, Gukesh Tumaraju.
Thank you very much. I wish good luck to everyone and see you tomorrow in the playing hall.
Yeah, and we'll stay here for still in.
Ja, jeg må ta navnet på.
I will send you a mail. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, okay, yeah.
I feel like we've had this discussion more than once.
But you think we still have to make some educated guesses, which obviously goes wrong.
I think there was. Maybe only 5 minutes, but there was some kind of delay.
Come on, not bad. Who's gonna start?
Waiting for one person. Oops.
It's carbonated? It's not still water?
No, there's still water if you prefer.
Okay.
The blue one is still and the white is sparkling.
Qualifier for the qualifier.
Right. But who's playing that?
Arvind, Sarana, Bortnick, and Tiger are the strongest.
Right.
But like Arvind is on a bracket where he's playing like Eric Kurtz, and then if
Okay.
he wins, he plays like another 2300.
Oh, okay.
And Sarana played Bortnick, so
Okay. It's like that.
But it's only one. Is it? It's one.
No, four players. It's just to get conditions. That's it. It's just to get conditions. For
Oh, you can play regardless.
But we'll just
Well, you can play
start.
regardless, yeah.
Oh, you just
We'll
get
see
your flag.
who the
It's just to get your
best
flag
person
on.
is.
It's stupid.
So
No, I think anyone
welcome
can go.
to
It's just you have to
this
pay your
very
own
short
stuff to go
press
to Saudi
conference
Arabia.
here at Norway Chess. Do we have any questions from the press? I'll just give you the mic and then I'll give the mic to the
Yeah,
player
it's just to
who
get
wants to
conditions. That's the
answer.
only reason. It's like so stupid.
So just feel free to make yourself known and also please say your name and where you're from. Do we have any questions? Yeah.
Hi, Amit Kamath from the Indian Express. Gukesh, my question is for you. Yesterday you mentioned that these days now, sometimes when you go out in Chennai, you need to wear like a face mask, you need to wear goggles or eyeglasses and things like that, just so that you don't get recognized. Can you just elaborate on that? Where did that first happen? How often does it happen? And second thing, do you feel now that when you go to tournaments, there are opponents who are more motivated to beat you because you are the world champion?
The first question, I think, the first thing, first when I was experiencing this was probably after the Olympiad in Chennai. The 24 Olympiad. And after the World Championship, it got more, but it's also not as bad as people might imagine. I still can go out and stuff. So the first month was difficult, but now I've settled into it. And whether the other players are more motivated, probably. After when I was not a world champion and I was playing the world champion, it was motivating for me. So I think it's there for the other players, and it's also motivating for me to keep working harder and keep improving myself. So yeah, it's a healthy challenge.
Ritwik from Hindustan Times. Just one question to Gukesh. Again, yesterday you spoke about how much life has changed for you since becoming the world champion. But strictly in terms of chess, how have you felt about your game over the last few months in terms of how you are playing coming into this tournament?
I guess after the World Championship, out of the tournaments that I played, Vike was really good. After that, none of the tournaments have been actually good, but okay. I'm back to working. I'm back to playing, training hard. So it's just that if I continue doing the right things and stay consistent, then the results will improve. So yeah, this will be one opportunity to bring back.
Gukesh, so just to follow up on that, is there something you are doing to change your form around? Training differently, maybe putting in more hours, things like that?
Certainly compared to the first couple of months after the World Championship, I'm training more seriously. These kind of things happen. Bad tournaments, they keep happening, whether you work hard or not. But for sure, I'm trying to focus on this tournament and doing my best.
Hi, Ajay Musan from the PTA. Two Indians for the first time in Norway Chess. Initially, I suppose Vishwanathan Anand played more than half a dozen Norway Chess events. The event has been happening since 2013, but India, despite being such a powerhouse, India hasn't won the Norway Chess tournament. So, since two Indians are taking part in this event for the first time, can we hope for top place finish here?
Who's the question
For Gukesh. Anybody, Arjun can also answer.
Yeah, this is definitely a strong tournament, and I think this is probably the first time we have two Indians as well. So maybe if we compare by that, there's a little more chance than normal, but I think who does well during the tournament will determine if an Indian can claim it or not.
One question to Fabiano and then also one to YE. Fabiano, you've been here several times, you've won this tournament before, and it was our impression you weren't that happy with when Armageddon was first introduced. Do you feel more comfortable with that now? Do you even look forward to that now?
I don't remember being unhappy with Armageddon. I think it was introduced in 2019, and
the points were different.
Yeah, it was definitely, there were a lot of changes that year as well. The time control changed and stayed steady with the 10-second increment. I think that was even a more dramatic change in some ways, because I don't think we've had the 10-second increment in any other tournament that I've played in or experienced. I mean, that's a pretty big change. And I mean, certainly Armageddon is also, I mean, I heard this idea like a long time ago from Rustam when I was working with him, that he was trying to limit draws. So he had some various ideas, and of course Armageddon is a good way to do that. Or another idea was to just switch the colors and play a rapid game after. I mean, I don't think it's bad, and I'm not unhappy to play Armageddon. I think it's kind of a dynamic way to keep it from sometimes being a bit stale if you know, we tend to have a lot of draws very often. And Armageddon itself I do find fun. Okay, very stressful of course, but I do find fun in general. It is nice to have a clear goal, like you just know what you're playing for. You don't have to think about, you know, do I want to play solidly or not? So yeah, I do like it.
Hikaru, question for you. What does this tournament kind of mean for you? And you always spoken about, you know, how you're going to evaluate your future based on this tournament. So just wanted to ask you what this tournament means to you.
Yeah, sure. I mean, obviously, for me, I'm in a different situation than some of the players here, certainly. I think that goes without saying. But as I've said quite a few times recently, if I do well here, then I'll probably try to qualify for the candidates via the rating spot. If I don't play well here, I'll probably play the World Cup and leave it at that, whether it's in India or somewhere else, who knows. But this tournament determines pretty much the rest of the year as far as classical chess and just, you know, what I want to do.
A question for Lai. You're coming to this tournament for the first time. 3 of these guys have won the tournament before, but you are one of 2 debutants here. How do you feel about the time control, and do you think you'll have any problem adjusting to it?
Thank you. I think the time control of this tournament might be challenging for me because there are no increment in first 40 moves, and also after if the classical game ended as a draw, then it's forgotten. It's quite new and challenging for me. Let's see what will happen.
Question to Magnus. Magnus, a lot of the anticipation heading into this tournament is the clash between you and Gukesh for the first time in classical since he became the world champion. How do you look at that matchup for just chess fans in general, and after it coming after a while in classical chess?
Yeah, honestly, I haven't played. I haven't really played a proper normal classical tournament since last year, and the classical chess that I have played, it's mostly been against somewhat lower rated players. So whether it's against Gukesh or somebody else, like I'm not really quite sure what to expect. I mean, for those games in particular, yeah, I think there's certainly, and you know, there's certainly something else for a little bit, you know, something more for everybody there. I think I certainly want to do well in those games, and he does as well. I mean, I cannot speak for him, but I wouldn't imagine otherwise.
Yeah, I forgot to introduce myself before. My name is Finn. I'm from TV2, the Norwegian host broadcaster. I'm hoping some of you will come to our studio in the course of the tournament. But a follow-up from the last question to you, Gukesh. How happy are you starting opening round with black pieces against Magnus?
For sure, it's a special game to start the tournament with. But also, I mean, you play all the players with both colors, so it really doesn't make a difference. And yeah, since it's the start of the tournament, I guess we'll both try to be as sharp as possible and, you know, get into the tournament as quickly as possible. As it's the first round, and it's always kind of like tricky to get your best shape in the first round. So it'll be a fun challenge.
My name is Anon. I'm a journalist. I'm a chess player from Spain. It's very nice to have Sarah here. I have a question for all the players, especially for the girls. How boring do you find these interviews? What would you do to improve them? Because I've seen expressions of many people, and I just think that there are many different ways of doing this. A bit funnier for you and for the people that are watching, especially the chess players. Does anybody want to answer that?
Anyone else from the press?
I mean, I'll answer that question.
Thanks, Hikaru.
Yeah, I mean, I think as far as interviews go, the players definitely find them very boring. I mean, it's very rarely something that I think we want to do as a collective. You know, I think at the end of the day, it comes down to what does the future of chess look like, and whether interviews or showcasing your personality can really push the game in a direction where there are more sponsors and more general interest. I think from the standpoint, if you look at India, it's a very specific example, definitely these interviews like today, they will be in the newspapers, it will generate interest. There are a lot of fans who love the game of chess, so that's definitely a big benefit. When you look at the West, you look at the US or England or some of these Western countries, I'm not so sure that the interest is at that level yet, but if you want to move in a direction where you hope chess can become bigger, then I think it's a necessary part of it. So for me, I don't really mind. But I mean, everybody has their own opinion, of course.
No, I totally agree with you. It's just that I feel that you could be talking, answering to these questions, just having a simultaneous or playing blitz against other people, not only questions for you.
Well, but I mean, yeah, but I think, again, it's what do we want to see? What do we want to see? And I think if you want chess to become bigger, you need more interest, and the only way I think you can really do that is with personality, because. I mean, to give a nice quote, I mean, I think fundamentally for most people, chess is very boring. If you're not very serious about the game, you can't really follow it very close. And I know there are a lot of things, you have heart rate monitors, other things to try and make it more interesting, but for most people, it's just a very boring game. So the only way I think you can get beyond that is to find a way to showcase personalities, to make the fans want to cheer for some of the players. And especially in India, you see it when you have a Gukesh or you have a Pragnananta or Arjun playing in, say, a World Cup, these sorts of events, the Indians flock and they all watch it. And so I think that's more about the personality and who the players are and the country they represent. So if you can get the general public or the fans from countries behind the players, then the sky is the limit in terms of potential.
But do you think this is the best way of showing your personality to the people?
I mean, I'll let someone else answer, but I mean, I think everyone has their own opinion.
So this question is for the 4 Indians. Hikaru just spoke about showing off your personality, right? And one of the ways to do it at Norway Chess is the confession booth, where I think Hikaru aces it, Magnus aces it. Do you guys have plans to walk into the confession booth in the middle of the game and like just talk about it, because last time I think Vaishali absolutely did not once. Humpy never went inside. I think Arjun, this is your first time, and Gukesh, you were there in 2023, but I don't think you ever ventured into the confession. So this time, do you guys have any plans to walk in there and, I don't know, like Hikaru spoke about one of his opponents eating like noodles and pizza, things like that last year. So do you guys want to talk about those sorts of things maybe?
Should we ask all of them?
Yeah.
I can answer. Yes, of course they will.
Yeah, I've played in a few tournaments with confessional booths, and I've always wanted to go, but the truth is simply that I forget during the game. But yeah, maybe this time I'll remember.
I have played only one tournament with a confession booth in Paris, and I have gone there a few times, and yeah, I did like it. I didn't have any problem with it, so I think I'll go here as well.
As Gukesh mentioned, I also forgot 2 times in the previous year, but yeah, then I managed to check once how the room was, just to see how it is, and yeah, probably I'll try to visit few times this time.
Yeah, last time I wasn't there in the confession booth. I think I was too much tensed in the game, and it didn't really, I didn't really give a thought of even going there, looking at my situation. But definitely, hopefully, I'll do it this time.
I'll just flip that question a little bit. Since Hikaru and Magnus aced the confession room, who do you think among this lineup would get the better of you, probably in the confession room? You guys have really got a lot of fans to get hooked to confession room. India and Indian fans across the globe love watching it. It went viral last time when I think Hikaru was in the confession room. So who might ace it this time?
Oh, wasn't it for other people?
I don't know.
No,
Who
it
was
was
it for?
Who do you think will?
Who could?
Yeah, I think as to what Hikaru was talking about earlier, I think personally, Formula One is like the most boring sport imaginable. Like you just drive around in a circle for a long time. Even going there, it's, to be fair, like the start is exhilarating for like the pure like power of the cars, but after that very little happens, and it's quite long-winded, and most people don't really follow what's going on. People watch it, as Hikaru was alluding to, because of personalities and marketing, right? So I think there are very few things that in themselves, like there are for most sports and so on, there are other reasons why people get engaged. And in terms of personalities, well, Hikaru is a streamer, and you know, it comes very naturally to him. Personally, I get bored during games sometimes. That's why I go. But I think we shouldn't force anybody to. This is for like voluntary entertainment. I think for some people it can help all of a sudden when you start talking about certain things that you're calculating. It might free up your mind, or some people work that way that they need to spell it out. But you know, it's I mean, for all the talk about it, it's an additional tool, and it's a chance, one of many chances that we have to showcase what we have. And in terms of names, you know, it's up to anybody to go grab the torch for sure.
Swaroop from the Indian Express. Gukesh, just to stay on the subject, a few months ago, you were on the stage in your school dancing with the South Korean sensation Ayora. Does it come naturally to you, or did you have to push yourself to do that?
I did not push myself, they literally pulled me in. But yeah, I mean, dancing, I've had developed a liking for it recently. And I mean, I do it when I'm like with my close friends, and sometimes I gather up the courage to do it, like, you know, on stages. But yeah, I've become much more social than before, for sure.
Magnus, a few days ago you shared news on social media, so congratulations on that. And just to ask a question, that as you mentioned that you are not playing classical chess for a long time, does it take a switch to come back to classical chess, or it comes to you naturally to like follow theories and play such a top class tournament?
Well, I mean, the theory would be that I do all of the parts in themselves. So I play slower chess when it comes to freestyle. So I have kind of the speed dialed from that, and I play chess all the time. Like I play other tournaments with faster time controls. I think regardless, it's going to take a little time to sort of get into the speed of the game. But nowadays preparation is both much harder and also much easier than it was before. In order to kind of survive the openings, if that is your goal, and for me being somebody who doesn't play that much, that is easier than it was before. So it's that, if that is sort of the goal, then that's all right. You don't need that much practice. If you're trying to, you know, be very serious about that part, then it's a lot harder, as you could see in the World Championship, for instance, that it's really difficult. So I don't expect necessarily to be at my sharpest the first couple of games. I feel like I'm never that unless I've had very recent playing experience. But I hope in a week from now I'll be in great shape.
Thank you, Magnus. Is it possible to ask another question to the girl? Yeah. Question to Sarah. Sarah, congratulations on your entry to Norway Chess. And you are with a panel where Humpy is here, Juvenjun is there, who are coming from great performances, like major wins. What are your expectations from this tournament?
Thank you. Yeah, for me it's a great pleasure to be here. I was very happy when I got invited, but to be honest, I just try to enjoy, to play without expectation and without stress and enjoy. And I think if I manage to do that, I might also play well. And I'm very happy to be here.
Thank you.
Anyone else? There?
Hello, it's Emily from the social media, Norway Chess, and I will ask some questions to our chess players. And first question is to Mr. Wei Yi, and 我来用中文问问题。这是您第一次参加Norway Chess 比赛，然后之前这个你可能已经就是了解过Norway Chess 整个的赛制，包括一些比赛的节奏什么，这跟你之前经常在亚洲区域参加的比赛有什么不同呢？除了时差。
是我用中文还是用
中文好了。
这是首先就是我觉得最大的不同是，对手是世界上就是最顶级的棋手。其次，对于这个比赛的用时和我之前参加大多数比赛都是不一样的。因为在那个慢棋阶段，它是2个小时在前40步是不加秒的，然后之前参加绝大多数比赛都是加秒的。对，可能在很多就是 最顶级的比赛，比如说世界冠军赛上，才有过这样的事情。所以我觉得这对我来说可能是最大的不同，然后也是非常具有挑战性的。
谢谢 ，Thank you. I also have a question to Mr. 朱文军。朱文军老师，我有一个问题，因为去年就是我也在Norway Chess比赛里看到了您，而且您就是夺得了女子组的冠军，然后恭喜您。然后今年作为卫冕冠军，就是又一次来到Norway Chess的赛场，就是心态上，包括准备啊，就是整个的就是准备的过程会有什么跟去年相比有什么不同吗？
就是今年的话，因为我刚刚结束了世界冠军对抗赛，所以现在我也是在一个调整中，之后今年也会有很多比赛嘛，所以挪威女子大赛对我来说也非常重要。那来到这个比赛我也很开心，因为这个比赛它有这个就是它的加赛，我特别期待，所以说这个比赛无论是慢棋还是加赛，我都会全力以赴去做好。
So the question is to Miss 雷挺杰。雷挺杰老师你好，然后去年也是在这里看到你啊，今年看到你也是非常开心。然后我想问一下，因为近年来中国的女子棋手在国际赛场的表现其实非常不错的，然后也有很多的年轻棋手，他们就说就是有一些年轻棋手会更倾向于就是使用 AI 去跟他们对战，包括进行分析。您觉得在您平常的就是在练习包括分析里面也会用到 AI 吗？或者是更喜欢用传统的方式去进行分析？
我觉得现在国际象棋棋手的话，肯定是要借助 AI 的，但是我觉得这是一个度，就是看你怎么去掌握。有的人可能用太多 AI 的话，可能就会怎么说呢？就是可能会失去很多机会，因为其实我觉得 AI 没办法代表我们的人脑。其实当我们坐在棋盘面前的时候，我们是有感情的，我们下棋的时候会有起伏的。其实作为一个，尤其是女子运动员来说，我觉得可能很难能够有一个很平和的心态。当然，可能作为君来说，可能他会相对于来说会更加的稳定。但是我觉得，就是 AI 可以帮助我们，但是没有办法改变我们的未来。
This question is both to Ricardo and Fabiano, if you'd like to answer. We are seeing chess get into newer markets, often and in newer forms, different styles, freestyles, a lot of tournaments everywhere. Is there a threat of burnout to players, there being too much chess, and how do you as players handle playing too much chess?
You can answer first, Ollie.
Do you play too much chess?
Definitely.
Yeah, I probably should, well, I guess it's very personal. I mean, I probably should turn down some invitations sometimes. I don't, so I end up playing all year. But it is also exciting to play a lot, and I do enjoy it. I do also end up missing it if I'm watching an event and I'm not there, and I end up feeling like I'm kind of missing out. So maybe that's a sign, but then yeah, it can also be quite a lot to be playing sometimes 2 events a month or not having too much free time. But it's also very individual. I mean, for the younger players, it's probably a bit easier. And when I was in my early 20s, and I didn't really think much of it. I could play 120 classical games a year, and it wasn't too much. But at some point, it also always a good idea to take a bit more of a leisurely approach, or maybe a bit more of a calculated approach, and kind of pick your battles.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's very easy now to play chess almost every day. Obviously, when you look at the online scene, there are events like, I'll just say Title Tuesday specifically, which maybe 3-4 years ago, almost nobody was playing. I was only a few who did, but now all the top players seem to play that event. Magnus, Fabiano, Arjun, specifically, I mean, they play it every week just like I do. So there are a lot of events like that. There's also freestyle, there's Grand Chess Tour, so many different things. I think for myself, I just try to enjoy chess as much as I can. I think, you know, it's very easy to play too many tournaments. When you do that, I think sometimes you lose the enjoyment. I also think it's very clear when I look at certain players now in this modern day and age where burnout's a big thing. I think I spoke about this the other day, but like I look at somebody like Duda, a very talented player, and already he's talking about retiring, and he's like 32. I think, you know, Ding, of course, before the World Championship, even after he lost the title, you know, he hasn't really been playing either. So I think it's very much a real thing. I think you have to pick your battles of where you want to play, but also at the same time, there's always this thing called the economics or the money of chess too, and I think a lot of players, there's some concern in their back of their mind that maybe things are better now than they've ever been, and it might not always be like that. And if you add that to the equation, I think for quite a few players, you feel like you're missing out on an opportunity, because I think underneath it all, like, there's certain events that people probably don't believe will be around forever, so let's leave it at that.
We'll make room for one more question if there are any.
You added like 7 years to Duda's age, I think.
If not, then I think
Born
we'll
like 99, I think.
finish the conference, and thank you so much.
It was like 32
to
or
everyone.
31.
Oh, I'm wrong, okay.
Thank you.
That's even worse, actually, much worse. Okay.
Thank you.
That is much worse. Yeah, I just haven't played, I guess, for the last few years. Yeah.
Arjun?
Need to get everyone out.
Keep on. Yeah.